Hello everybody, welcome back to the Lorule Lounge. This is the first segment of the third episode of the Zelda Dungeon Informer Forum Community Podcast, which is known as Channel ZDI. I am Mello Eslo, or you may know me as Tristan, I don't care. And joining me tonight, or this morning if you live in a ridiculous time zone, we've got Pendio and DekuNut, or Petter and Chase, as well as a total noob known as Libk.
Technically, isn't it morning for everyone except me right now?
No, because it is actually 11:56 p.m.
Haha.
So
it's probably like 4 a.m. for me. I'm not sure.
Oh, wait, I forgot you're in my time zone and not Mountain Time.
So everybody say hi.
Hi.
Okay, good.
Hi.
So today in the podcast, we are going to be talking about a topic that will be truly engaging for everybody to listen to, and we totally didn't randomly pull this out of our asses 5 minutes ago. We're going to be talking about breakfast. You know, most important meal of the day. If for those who aren't aware, breakfast is the first meal that one would typically eat after they wake up in the morning, and it is usually followed by lunch and then dinner and then dessert. Depending on where you live, you might call them different things. So some common breakfast foods include things like cereal, pancakes. I love pancakes. French toast, regular toast, waffles, eggs, omelets, that kind of thing. So I'm going to ask everybody right now, what is your favorite thing to eat for breakfast? And I'll start with Lip because he's the newbie.
Okay, so mine's a little bit of an explanation. I like to take some toast, put some cinnamon sugar on that, right? But I don't just go there. Like, everyone knows cinnamon toast with sugar, right? But I can't just do that. I have to turn it into a sandwich. So I scramble up some eggs with some sausage and bacon, and I put that on the toast, right? And then I pour maple syrup over that and just make a sandwich.
Syrup on that?
Yeah.
That could be
That
good.
actually sounds really amazing.
It's a really, really good sandwich. Like, I'm a really big sandwich fan to begin with, so most of my food, if ever I go to a restaurant, I have to have a sandwich at that restaurant if it's one I've never been to. And if I don't like the sandwich, I don't like the restaurant.
Fair enough.
It's that simple. If you can't make a good sandwich, then you shouldn't be a restaurant.
That is a very valid opinion, I think, actually.
So yes.
All right, that is very interesting. What about you, Petter? What's your favorite thing to eat for breakfast?
Well, I just had breakfast actually, but
what did you have?
What I had today, I would not consider my favorite breakfast. It was just I had a banana and some Dr. Pepper. Not very traditional in any sense. What I really, I guess, most of the time make is, I guess, I toast bread and I have some butter and peanut butter on it. Nothing too fancy. But I also like to fry eggs or maybe make scrambled eggs, or sometimes I fry toast with eggs in the frying pan, which is pretty good. I mean, I improvise a lot. Like, it's not like I have a plan from day to day. Like, I usually just make it up like as I make the breakfast. Sometimes I just get super lazy and just eat some peanuts or cashew nuts before I rush away to work or something. So yeah, but when I have the time, I usually spend some more time on making the breakfast, like frying something or making something a little bit more
Something wholesome.
Something more wholesome than just eating a bunch of salted peanuts. Sometimes I just eat crisps or a chocolate bar, but I don't think that's like good.
The fuck is a crisp?
Oh, okay.
Says the American.
Okay.
No, I know
Your
what a
European
crisp
is showing.
Yeah.
Enlighten us.
Yes,
what
are
crisp?
crisps for
Actually,
non-European listeners?
It's funny that I say crisps because in Sweden, the word for the American chips, which is the British crisps, in Swedish we actually call them chips, which is way more similar to the American word for it. So it's kind of weird that I say crisps like as naturally as I do when I speak English.
Yes, that is very strange, isn't it?
I guess I did live in England for a year, and that was kind of where I learned English. So
to your Swedish mates, you are weird because you say crisps.
yeah, I feel like most of us probably
An
say
outcast
chips.
among your people.
Yeah, I never really fit
Yes,
in.
well, it sounds like you really pay attention to your health when you're thinking about your breakfast choices.
Well, I try,
don't.
although I don't. I mean, you know.
I definitely don't.
Clearly. Yeah, me neither. So Chase, what about you? What's your favorite breakfast food?
So back when I was in high school, my favorite thing ever was peanut butter toast. But now that I'm out and cooking for myself, I've discovered the amazingness that is breakfast burritos. I mean, get a little bit of, get like 2 eggs worth of scrambled eggs, get some salsa, get some bacon, get some sausage.
Yeah, no, breakfast burritos. I agree. Breakfast burritos are also really good.
Definitely. As for myself, if oh, you're gonna keep going?
No, I was gonna ask you about yours.
Oh, okay. Well, oh yeah. Well, as for myself, it depends on, if I'm in a rush, then I'll probably just make a bowl of cereal or something, or maybe I'll just grab an apple or something. But if I really feel like making something, then I'll probably just scramble up some eggs and toss in some bacon bits and a bit of cheddar cheese, maybe, whatever. My favorite breakfast is actually French toast, but I'm really bad at making French toast. I always burn it, so I don't make it. I just make my grandma make it for me.
I'm not gonna lie, French toast is hard.
She makes it quite good.
Yeah.
It is very hard, and but it's best if you put cinnamon in the batter before you dip the bread in it, and then it's very good. But
Yeah.
usually, I'm the type of person that wakes up 5 minutes before you gotta leave in the morning, and I gotta catch my bus, so I wake up and then get a shower and run to the bus stop, and I didn't have time to make anything. So lately, I found I've just been going to Tim Hortons and getting my bagel belts for breakfast. Bagel belt stands for BELT. It's like bacon, eggs, lettuce, and tomato inside a bagel of your choice. It is godly.
Fuck, now I really wanna talk about Tim Hortons now.
Yeah. Well, there might be some room for that later on, but yeah. So that's my personal favorite breakfast. And I was thinking on the topic of like toast and stuff. How do you guys usually prefer to prepare your toast? Like we already know, Lib, you like it with cinnamon sugar, then you make it into a sandwich with maple syrup and stuff, which this sounds very, very good, and I might have to try that someday. I've never had maple syrup on toast, not regular toast. But
Yeah,
like,
you're the
come on,
Canadian.
man. Yeah.
I know it's crazy, but like, if you're just gonna pop some toast into the toaster, what would you guys prefer to put on it?
I like crunchy peanut butter.
I'm creamy peanut butter all the way.
Oh, crunchy peanut butter.
I like
Yeah.
crunchy the most too.
It's got to be
Absolutely
creamy.
crunchy.
It's got to be creamy. Oh no, you guys.
I eat both, but I feel like just creamy has the better texture.
Oh yeah.
I mean, both are good, I think, as well, but I definitely prefer crunchy. I like some.
Yeah. There's not necessarily a wrong answer to that question.
No, not at all.
No,
You know what? We should do a review debate on that. Crunchy versus smooth peanut butter.
God damn it! Look, so smooth has its place, right? But crunchy is just superior.
I am totally
yeah,
with,
I don't know.
with Libk on that.
I just can't go behind you guys on that. I can't.
The only time I can have smooth peanut butter over crunchy is if I'm putting bacon on it too.
Bacon? Peanut butter? Bacon on peanut butter. That's just weird.
Well, so I've made I don't know if you've ever had it, but I've had peanut butter jelly bacon for breakfast, and that's really good.
I have never
I
had that
gotta
for
try
breakfast.
that. That sounds really good.
It does sound delightful.
It's pretty amazing. But that's the only time I can really choose creamy over crunchy, because I already get the texture from the bacon.
Yeah.
You know, it's a textural thing. I like the texture of crunchy peanut butter.
Yeah, I getcha.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, we're related, not really related, but relevant. If you guys are making eggs, would you fry them, scramble them? Like, what's your favorite way to prepare eggs?
Scrambled. 100% scrambled. Followed second by probably hard boiled.
Wow. You don't fry them?
That's a really hard really hard decision for me because like I really like all of the different ways of preparing them. Most of the time I just fry them. That's like what I usually do, but I guess that's mostly just for convenience. I think that's kind of sort of the simplest. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I really like all of them.
It depends on what I'm doing with the eggs. Personally, because I'm very much a food person. Uh, like even though I haven't gone to culinary school or anything, I do try and look some things up, some techniques and things about food that I normally wouldn't. Most people normally wouldn't know, just to try and expand in the kitchen. And like there are just different reasons to do different things with eggs. Once again, sandwich guy. Scrambled eggs don't really work on a sandwich,
Yeah.
but it's just when you do a nice scramble
You
with the
haven't
bacon and the
tried hard
sausage
enough.
together. That's how it works with the sandwich I described earlier. But like on a burger, a fried egg can be amazing.
Oh yeah, I love
You
fried
get
egg
that
on burgers.
runny yolk on your burger with some cheese, and it's
So good.
Yeah.
oh man.
Something I used to do a lot, but what I haven't done in a really long time now for some reason. I really should do it again. Anyway, it's like an English breakfast kind of thing with toast and a fried egg on top of the toast, and then I pour some baked beans over that, and I fry bacon and have it with that. That's pretty good.
Okay.
It's really like I really get like satisfied and full from that. I won't need to eat for like almost the rest of the day.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna confess something here. I can't flip an egg worth crap without breaking
So
it.
yours are always sunny side up.
No, I cook them over easy. There's actually a really cool way you can like kind of steam the top of them and they cook just fine.
All right.
I just you don't get them sort of crispy on the both sides, which I usually like.
Oh.
Well, while we're giving these middles, I've never actually had a fried egg. That's yeah.
That's probably why you don't
Really?
like them.
I've somehow gone 20 years, almost 21, without ever eating a fried egg.
That's
Wow.
actually impressive.
It really
That's
is.
very impressive. I don't. Oh yeah.
I've had countless fried eggs.
Yeah, like I
I'm
think
just
it's
thinking
safe to
because
say I'm in the
you go
minority.
to so you never had an egg McMuffin or anything.
Wait, they have fried eggs on the.
Wait a
I don't
minute.
count frozen fried eggs as real fried eggs.
Like, yeah, those are different than what I'm thinking normal fried eggs are.
Egg patties are not the same as fried eggs.
No,
I
no, no.
suppose.
I put egg patties closer to scrambled than to fried.
You never had a fried egg. That's very interesting.
Yeah, just little DQ factoid.
Yeah.
One other question I wanted to ask you guys: what time do you usually eat breakfast?
So I don't actually usually eat breakfast. It's actually a meal I skip usually because I wake up
Same.
at around noon on days I don't have to work at 4 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So by that time, it's not really breakfast anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm in a similar place where I tend to sleep late, except I still have breakfast whenever it is I end up waking up.
Yeah, I mean, like I still eat when I wake up. It's not breakfast food, you know.
I still eat breakfast food even if it's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, me too.
this is a hard question for me to answer because, I mean, yeah, I have breakfast almost every day, so it's like I do have it, but it all depends on when I wake up, and that can be like so. I usually end up eating my breakfast at some point between 4 a.m. and 4 p.m.
That's a pretty big window.
It's at some point between there. So
Like today, I woke up around noon, but I stayed in bed until like 1:30. Got up, made a bowl of cereal. But sometimes it'll be like 2:30 or 3 in the morning, and I'll just walk into the kitchen and make some scrambled eggs.
See, the thing is, like cereal, I can eat any time of the day.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cereal's
definitely.
not a breakfast food to me. Cereal's a snack.
I had pancakes for dinner like a couple weeks ago.
Well, and see, that's different. Like, pancakes, I still think are a breakfast food, even if I eat them for dinner. But cereal is just always a snack. I can sit down and have a bowl of cereal any time of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to work at a Boy Scout summer camp, and literally on our day off, what we do is we'd sit there and play Xbox and eat Cocoa Puffs. That was like our entire day off.
Nice.
That sounds actually really fun.
It was great. Sometimes different cereals depending on what we had left over from the previous session.
Were you cuckoo for the Cocoa Puffs?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, another thing is there's this at a mall I go to a lot. There's a really good crepes place, and I love crepes. And sometimes it's like, late afternoon, I'll go and I'll just get some, like the most breakfasty crepes, like the ones that are loaded with fruit and
Wait,
all
one
that
second. What are
great
crepes?
stuff.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you don't
They're
know?
like very
Okay.
thin pancakes.
They're European.
Oh,
you should know this.
I was confused by the pronunciation. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know those. They're like French
okay.
pancakes, right?
What do you prefer, crepe?
Yeah, and then they're like wrapped around like whatever you want inside, but usually it's fruit
Yeah.
and some whipped cream and then
Right.
there's icing sugar on them.
Right. Yeah. I know. I know them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad you know.
Yeah. Go on. I'm sorry.
That would have been really sad. I lost my train of thought.
Crepes.
yeah,
You'd
it's,
really like crepes. There's
I
a
like-
crepe place you like.
There's a crepe place I like, and sometimes I'll go at like late afternoon and buy like the most breakfasty crepes they have as my dinner.
You know, that's
I
another thing. I
don't
feel
know
like
those.
crepes are a breakfast food that you could eat at any time. And
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
it might not even be a breakfast crepe at that point. Like, you could do like a steak crepe. You know?
The place I go to has those, and they're very good.
In my culture, in Sweden, pancakes aren't really considered a breakfast food at all. Like that's not the thing with pancakes here.
Really?
Our pancakes are also much more similar to what you consider or to crepes. I guess we don't have those really thick pancakes that you have in America.
I guess that's I was actually curious about that. What is like the traditional Swedish breakfast? Yeah, I know I'm putting you on the spot
Yeah.
there, but
Traditional Swedish breakfast.
The world needs to know.
or at least the non-Swedes.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Well, okay. So, what you call a sandwich that's only one slice of bread?
Toast.
But it's
Yeah,
not.
that's
It's not
toast.
toasted. It's not toasted.
No, It-
Open face.
yeah, it's open face sandwich.
Right. So you have a word for it. Yeah, because actually, for the longest time, I thought that sandwich was just one bread. I didn't know sandwich
No.
had to be like two pieces of bread for the longest time. I didn't know that. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess something that's pretty regular is just a slice of bread with butter and then something like either I don't know some cheese or ham on that. It's simple, but it's pretty usual, pretty common. Or having like yogurt with I guess maybe some cereal in. Or we have something that's similar to yogurt that I don't know if you have in America, and I don't know if there is a word for it in English. It's kind of like yogurt. It's more sour though.
Is it Greek yogurt? I think we just call it Greek
Oh
yogurt.
no, Greek yogurt is different. That's something else.
Okay.
It's got the same like feel as yogurt.
Consistency.
Consistency, but it tastes much more like sour and kind of bitter. I don't like it at all, but a lot of people here seem to do. And that's very common, having a bowl of that for breakfast. And like tea or coffee, always tea or coffee.
What about the traditional Canadian breakfast?
I honestly don't know. Anything that's probably pancakes or French toast or waffles. Actually, I think it's waffles. Waffles are very popular here. Load them with
Yeah, waffles
maple
are good.
syrup.
Well, why wouldn't they be?
All right. Do you guys know what butter tarts are?
Nope.
No.
No.
Man, they're like they're a Canadian delicacy. They're so good. It's like basically they're tarts like miniature pies that are loaded with butter and usually pecans, but you don't need the pecans. There's usually raisins in them, but they're very good. Um, so butter tarts are always good. We make them a lot around Thanksgiving and Christmas time, and then I have those with my breakfast usually.
Yeah, I can kind of
One thing,
imagine that.
yeah, but I think it's definitely probably waffles is the biggest Canadian breakfast. Or I went to this one place and they had a breakfast poutine, which was basically it wasn't like a traditional poutine. It was fries with like an omelet kind of on top, loaded with hollandaise,
Whoa.
Ooh.
like
That
green
sounds
onions sprinkled on
delicious.
top,
Yeah.
and that was really good. But yeah, I don't really know traditional Canadian breakfast. What's the traditional American breakfast?
Yeah, please tell.
Cereal and milk.
I don't know if it's
As opposed
that,
to
because
cereal
I
without
feel
milk?
like Denny's would argue it's the Grand Slam.
Grand Slam.
What do you think? When Americans think of breakfast, we think of the traditional English breakfast, but 90% of the time we don't actually eat that.
Right,
Oh.
because, we're originally from England. So I feel like it's probably a couple pancakes with some sausage and bacon and a bowl of cereal and some orange juice and some milk. And
And some of these are and/ors.
so there's, it's funny because, like, we eat a lot of food in America. So our cereal
really?
commercials, they really want you to load up for a complete breakfast. Like, cereal is part of a complete breakfast. It is not
Actually,
the
we have
breakfast.
those commercials too, like the commercials that actually say part of a great breakfast. Yeah.
But like, and it says part of a complete breakfast, but have you ever actually looked at what the complete breakfast is?
Huge.
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's one bowl of cereal with milk,
Mm-hmm.
toast,
Specifically a quarter cup of skim milk, I think is what they go with.
toast or like an English
Ew,
muffin,
skim milk is nasty.
eggs, usually on there, some kind of meat of some kind as well for more protein, because why not? You usually see an orange as well. Like, it's a lot of like really hearty stuff, you know?
Okay, so we get that a lot at that's the main course at a lot of restaurants around here too. So it's probably the same.
Probably.
Every breakfast you order at any restaurant comes with an orange slice.
Yeah, I think the American and Canadian breakfasts are probably very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons though, you brought that up. That's something I wish we had more of in America. Because there are actually states that have them.
Yeah, I know. I've been to a few in New York.
Yep.
So for those who haven't, what is a Tim Hortons?
It's
Tim
just
Hortons.
it's Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, okay.
You want to know what Tim Hortons is? It's more than just Dunkin' Donuts. Okay. Tim
I mean, it
Hortons
is more.
a-
Like, there's a
It's a
reason I wish there were
Canadian.
more of them.
Okay, it's a Canadian restaurant chain. I mean, it's not really a restaurant. It's more of a cafe, but they've got donuts, they've got bagels, they've got muffins, they got everything. They've got their signature drinks. Like they've got, let's see, ice caps for one, are amazing. And they've recently come up with some new flavors. Like you can get hazelnut ice caps, and you can get like uh, caramel ice caps and chocolate ice caps. And then they have chocolate. They have smoothies, and they have chocolate smoothies. Like a chocolate smoothie is it's called a creamy chocolate chill. So it's basically chocolate milk that's been frozen and ground up into a smoothie texture, and then it's loaded with chocolate whipped cream, and then there's chocolate on top. Oh my god, it's so good. Their breakfasts are very good. They've got breakfast sandwiches. You can get them on English muffins or on biscuits. You can get them with bacon or sausage. They've got bagel belts, which are like I mentioned earlier. It's
It's
a
a Canadian
bagel that you
Dunkin'
can get.
Donuts.
Basically, you can get, but it's better than Dunkin' Donuts. You
No,
can
I
get any
agree.
bagel
It's
you want. You
completely
can get
better than
I
Dunkin'
usually go with
Donuts.
the everything bagel because the everything bagels are the best. And you get bacon, eggs, lettuce, and tomato on it. And, oh my god, it's just and
Do you know
cheese,
what
of
my
course.
favorite donut from there is, actually?
Boston cream.
No. Actually, I prefer the maple cream.
The maple cream is very good, but I really like the Boston cream. I think
Boston
it's the most
creams are
popular.
Boston creams are nice. I really like the maple cream because it's different, you know?
Fair enough.
Like, I can get a Boston cream any time of the day.
Yeah, I
And
guess
I
so.
live in Maryland.
Tim Hortons fairly recently came out with a new bagel type. It's their maple cinnamon French toast bagel. It is
Oh my
so
God.
fucking good.
That sounds
It is
good.
fucking
That sounds
amazing.
like it's amazing.
That sounds like it is a complete breakfast.
Josh, maple cinnamon French toast.
Bagel.
Bagel. I mean, yeah. I hear it sounds like French toast in a bagel. That's why I said it.
Basically it is.
Yeah,
But,
no, maple cinnamon bagel.
Interesting little Timbit about Tim Horton. Get it? Timbit instead of tidbit. It's Tim. Yeah, whatever.
All right, sure.
So a little tidbit about Tim Hortons is that a few years ago it was actually bought out. The company was bought by Burger King. So it's
What?
Oh.
it's not a Canadian. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, it happened years ago. So it's actually American owned now.
Yeah, but didn't Burger King like move their headquarters to Canada or something?
See, now I'm gonna feel dirty eating there.
I don't know.
Why can't we let the Canadians have their thing?
Mm-hmm. And being a former Burger King employee, I can say that is
I mean,
not. No,
Burger
no
King is
bueno.
based out of Oakville, so I don't think it's
Yeah.
Canadian.
I don't know. Maybe I heard wrong.
Or no, it's based out of Miami, apparently. But still, it's American. But yeah, Tim Hortons is no longer a unique Canadian identity because it's American owned now, which is
Well, that's
very
kinda
unfortunate.
sad.
That's why there's so many more Canadian or American branches. Like in New York, and there's a few in other states that I don't know.
Well, that's good in a way though. Like it makes the chain prosper. Makes it
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
well
just
known.
at the same time, like I always looked forward to going to Rochester to visit my grandparents when I did go there, or occasionally my parents would go to Niagara Falls, and they would come back with donuts. That was just, man, those donuts. That's the
Also,
thing,
Tim
though.
Hortons is expanding to the UK now.
Oh,
Ooh. How
Yep.
far are they from coming? Like, how many years do you guys think they're gonna be until they're in Sweden?
well, Sweden doesn't even have Gatorade, so.
Yeah, yeah, we don't. We don't. I don't think we have root beer either. At least it's not very common at all.
What?
Yeah, I know.
You don't have root beer?
I mean,
That is so
I
disappointing.
I might be able to find it somewhere, but like it would be probably pretty hard to find it.
It's probably in your grocery aisle where American drinks are.
Yeah, I mean, we have
There's probably an American section.
tiny American section usually at the bigger grocery stores. Maybe it's there, but I cannot guarantee it.
Like half an aisle, just for Americans.
Yeah, we have a little. I mean, it's a small little section. Usually in the bigger grocery stores, we have an American section with American delicacies, if you want to call it that.
It's
Right,
like when
like
we have the
Pop-Tarts.
Mexican aisle.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Yeah, we have some various countries there.
I know that European countries have American aisles. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, yeah, we have like Pop-Tarts there and stuff like that.
Yeah, what do you think of Pop-Tarts?
I don't like them
Oh,
at all.
fucking love Pop-Tarts.
I think they're
Excuse me, sir.
way too sweet for my taste.
What?
I can't stand them, honestly.
Have you tried the brown sugar cinnamon one with some peanut butter on the back?
Yes, they're not.
I can't remember.
He thinks they're
which-
too sweet, so offer him ones with sugar.
No. So
Logic.
the peanut butter cuts the sugar.
I see. Well, maybe I haven't tried that one. Maybe I should. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. There are ways to make Pop-Tarts better. I do agree they can be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I feel that, like I said, peanut butter on the back of them after toasting them really cuts the sugar down.
All right.
Makes it bearable.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
My university actually has free breakfast every other Tuesday morning, and usually they've had like toaster waffles and stuff, but one thing they never had was Pop-Tarts, and it's very disappointing.
I mean,
Yeah, that definitely sounds disappointing.
It's free breakfast, though. Come on.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not
But
going to complain,
Pop-Tarts.
but
But no Pop-Tarts. I'm not going to complain, but I'm going to complain.
Yeah, there's no Pop-Tarts.
Oh man, who mentioned French toast earlier? Because now that's all I'm thinking about.
That was me.
That was you.
French toast, man. I love French toast.
I know Denny's is 24 hours. Oh yeah. We're talking breakfasts. American things, Denny's. That is.
They're so American they had a Fantastic Four special when Fantastic came out.
Yeah, even though
I'm guessing nobody ordered it.
Four was bad.
Did it
They
taste
actually had
terrible?
some pretty interesting things on their menu. Like, I think the Fantastic Four had like a Doctor Doom milkshake or something like that.
I remember the Doctor Doom
For all the
milkshake.
Doctor Doom that was in that movie.
Yeah.
Let's not really talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that movie.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, the less we talk about Fantastic,
My
the better.
throat's scratching just talking. It's making my throat scratch. I can't handle it. But Denny's, I really like their moons over my hammy. That's probably my favorite breakfast there.
Yeah, I just can't with Denny's. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the meme, the joke, but like, you can't just go to Denny's. You have to go to the one across the town, the good one. There's a good Denny's and there's a bad Denny's, and the good Denny's is always like way out of the way.
My town only has one Denny's, so.
Right, it's a journey. You have to go to another like city basically to go to the good Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really have like in Sweden here. It's not really. We don't really have like breakfast places. I feel like that's more common over in the North American continent. I know McDonald's recently started having like a breakfast.
Breakfast all day.
Like during the breakfast hours, they have like breakfast stuff.
Breakfast all day was only for 1 month, though.
No, breakfast all day is at participating locations. Still,
Oh,
Ooh.
like there
At my
are
location, it was only
McDonald's
for 1
around
month.
me where I can get breakfast.
We have like
no.
pretty much all over Sweden.
You're
We
right.
have it like constantly. But
Nice.
that's like the only place I know of that has like breakfast.
wait, do you not have like IHOP in Sweden?
Oh no, we don't. I went to it though when I was in America and I loved it, but we don't have it here. At least I don't think we do. I've never seen one. Never heard of one here. But I would love I would love it if we had it.
Yes, it is very good.
Yeah, it really is. And I like the thick American pancakes.
Yeah,
I like them.
yeah, they're really good for filling. Actually, that's what they're good for.
Oh, yes.
There's a local diner, called Honeybee Diner, and they have bacon pancakes, which are amazing. They have bacon bits in them. They're loaded
good.
with bacon bits.
Yeah, if
There's
we're
a
talking
restaurant.
about... Oh, go ahead.
You can go ahead. Oh,
No. Okay.
fine then. I'll go.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
cool.
Okay. So,
End this indecision.
fuck, what was I gonna say? Right. There's a restaurant in Canada. It's called Cora. It's a Canadian-only restaurant. I don't think there's any internationally.
Is that spelled with a Q?
No, it's Cora.
I
Oh.
know what you're thinking. I somehow doubt the two are related, but...
You're not thinking
No,
of the
I
Koran,
was
are you?
wondering. I was wondering what the spelling was.
Oh.
But yeah,
Okay.
it is probably my favorite breakfast place I've ever been to. It is so good. Holy fuck.
While we're talking about breakfast places, I'm going to throw in something that's probably just like Pacific Northwest only. Sherry's.
Never heard of it.
It's
Never heard of it,
It's
no.
like Denny's, but better. Yeah, I guess.
Did you just say Denny's but better?
Yes.
You can't beat going to Denny's at 3 a.m. to play Magic the Gathering.
One does not simply go to Denny's. One ends up at Denny's.
To play Magic the Gathering at 3 a.m.
Yeah, like this is the place where literally, once again, back when I worked at summer camp, we got off at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then we drove the hour that it took to get into town, and we just went to Sherry's. That's...
So it's your Denny's.
Yeah, even though we have Denny's up here, it's more popular than Denny's. And they
I mean,
make
I
good
don't see
pie.
how. Denny's is life.
Denny's is life.
Don't you dare. We do not need to get out of Denny's swamp.
Oh, Humpty's is another really good Canadian breakfast chain. There's not a lot of not a lot of branches, but it's a very good place. It's all
IKEA
day
is a breakfast chain, right?
Totally. Yeah.
I mean, you can buy the table for your breakfast, and you can buy the chair for your breakfast.
Yeah, you can even buy the napkins for your breakfast.
And the plates and the cups for your breakfast.
Absolutely.
And then you can buy your breakfast.
The best
They
thing
have
is
it
you get
all.
to build them all yourself.
Yeah. It's actually quite convenient.
Build your own breakfast.
You buy the napkin for your breakfast, and it comes in 65 parts.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to carry.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
IKEA. Wow.
I love it.
You know, Costco also has breakfast.
It does? I never go to
Some of
Costco
the
in
ones here
morning.
do, I think.
I don't think we do, but
Maybe
I've never
not.
gone to Costco before like noon, so
Oh.
I could be wrong.
You know what else has breakfast? Gas stations. I'm gonna be honest, station breakfast can be really satisfying sometimes.
Depends on your
Sometimes.
standards,
And
I
other
guess.
times they can be utterly terrible.
Like, I work at a gas station. We just get a new item in our menu. We got a
Wait,
French...
are you trying to advertise your gas station?
No, because it's a Baltimore gas station. So, I mean, if you're gonna come to a Baltimore gas station, then, go ahead. It's, highest dairy stores and home of the best eggnog in like, probably the country. But anyway, not the point.
Wow.
We just recently got a new breakfast menu item. French toast taquitos.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
So instead of having like a taquito filling, like with like meat, cheese, things like that,
Yeah.
it's a sausage link wrapped in French toast.
That sounds delicious.
But it's a taquito. It's like a thin French toast piece that's taquito like thin, tortilla thin. It's
That really does sound great.
It's fantastic. That's why I mentioned French toast earlier, and then I just thought of Denny's.
Even though Denny's does not have very good French toast, in my opinion.
I haven't had their French toast.
It's not the greatest.
I'll keep that in mind when I go to the Denny's across town.
But man, French toast taquito.
But just not that Denny's.
Freaking great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm probably gonna have some tomorrow if they're still on the grill.
Yeah, tomorrow for breakfast will probably just be cereal. What are you guys planning on having for breakfast tomorrow? Do you have any breakfast plans?
I never.
I'm probably
have breakfast
gonna
plans.
get my grandma to make French toast. Actually.
Yeah, I said earlier that I never have a plan like that. I never plan the day before. I just wake up and I think, like, what do I want for breakfast? Yeah, I'll just have a banana or something.
Yeah. Actually, if you just want a banana, cut it up into little pieces and put it in a bowl of milk.
Yeah, I do
got
that
soft
sometimes
cereal.
actually, with cereal
Yeah,
and banana
it's very
and,
good.
and some milk. Yeah, that is good.
So, I don't know if this is more Canadian or more American, but I feel like maple syrup is like you can always have it with breakfast.
Yes.
Anything, yeah.
Pretty much anything. Like I've even, it's not even a breakfast food thing normally, but I took hot dogs, just like beef hot dogs, and poured some maple syrup on it
Like instead of ketchup.
instead of ketchup, and it made it a
Whoa.
breakfast food.
Yeah, my elementary school used to serve that. It was great.
That sounds good.
I don't
You know what
know,
one of the best
see,
things I've had
syrup
was?
is too sweet for me.
Syrup is great.
It is too sweet.
Have you ever
for me.
had real maple syrup and not the store-bought knockoff shit?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever actually had actual maple syrup. I've had syrup.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
just
find
corn
it way
syrup,
too
usually.
sweet.
Yeah.
It's
And I
very
will
sweet.
agree, actual maple syrup is very different from store maple syrup.
Actual maple
It is.
syrup has a very good balance of sweetness to like flavor.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I still prefer the store stuff to real stuff, but that's
Oh,
just because I've
man.
had more of it over the course of my life.
Don't ever talk to me again.
Damn.
But for real, like one thing I've had that was just absolutely amazing, and I didn't have it for breakfast. It wasn't a breakfast thing, but it was vanilla ice cream with little bits of bacon and maple
Oh,
syrup drizzled on top.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
That sounds
Sounds
like a
good.
weird
You know,
combination.
the saltiness of the bacon contrasted so well with the sweetness of the ice cream and the syrup, and it was just, oh my god, so good.
so I'm a sucker for breakfast food in ice cream. Um, just I once put a donut on a. I warmed up a donut, put a
What kind
scoop
of
of ice
donut?
cream on it, just a glazed donut. Scoop of ice cream on top with some maple syrup. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Breakfast dessert.
Very nice, classy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bacon would probably be amazing with that.
I'm not going to say anything against all that.
I like making various soda floats, but I don't do it all that much, but I do it sometimes. I can do it like at any time of the day, which includes breakfast time, so.
You know, that's about the only time I could really drink root beer is when I had a scoop of vanilla ice cream in it.
Yeah. That really does make it better.
And you know
It makes
what?
it way better.
The Coke Freestyle machines are like, they spoil you now because you can just add vanilla flavoring to your root beer.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
you
so
can.
it's like having a root beer float without actually having a root beer float.
America.
Yeah, you got it all.
You know, on the topic of ice cream, it's not really related to breakfast, but you know, on the topic of ice cream, so the restaurant I work at has an ice cream bar, and it is like, oh, they've got so much stuff. They got, I think, 20 flavors of hard ice cream or something like that. Plus, they've got 32 different flavors of soft serve, and each of those flavors can be made into milkshakes or sundaes or whatever. And then they've got, banana splits and all that. So I made this really good, basically just picture a marble slab, essentially, in a restaurant. So I made this really good sundae once. Oh my god. Sprinkles, maple syrup, chocolate syrup, strawberry, caramel, nuts, pineapple, everything you can imagine. Just all topped on top of four different flavors of ice cream. Oh, and then whipped cream and a cherry on top. It was just freaking.
Except pineapple's not good.
Yes, it is.
Excuse me,
You
sir.
shut your mouth.
It goes on pizza.
It goes very good on
It
pizza.
goes in hamburger,
No.
dude.
It also
could
goes
see it on
very good in
hamburgers.
hamburgers.
It's delicious on a hamburger.
No, so here's
As
the
long
thing.
as the as long as the pineapple is grilled, then it goes.
I
good
don't
with
like
hamburgers.
pineapple
Yeah.
much, like, at all.
Oh, you're one
I'm
of those
okay.
people.
Well, I'm okay with it to a small extent on things. Like, a little bit of pineapple flavoring can be okay, but I don't like the texture of pineapple either.
Oh.
That's fair.
Yeah, the texture's kind of weird.
And growing up, like, my sister enjoyed pineapple on pizza. And growing up, I didn't like fruit at all. Anyway,
No fruits?
Oh wow.
so no, I'm not a fruit person. I'm a carnivore.
Oh, wow.
It's all about sausages and bacon, ground beef.
But fruits are so
Things
sweet
like
and
that.
delicious.
I like my savories. I don't like sweet flavors as much as I like savory, which is funny because I really like maple syrup. But my sister liked pineapple on her pizza because she would eat cheese and pineapple and that's it. And my parents would always split the pizza half and half pepperoni bacon, half pineapple.
It was literally just pineapple.
Yeah, and occasionally pineapple would end up on my half of the pizza, and it would ruin the pizza for me.
No.
Yeah,
You poor
Actually,
thing.
pepperoni pineapple is really good.
pineapple doesn't belong on pizza though.
It does. It totally does.
Sir,
I'm actually
would you
kind
please
of
kindly leave
with
our
Libk.
podcast, sir?
I'm kind of with Libk on this. I'm not overly fond of it on pizza particularly, but other than that, I enjoy pineapple.
I mean, I'm okay with people enjoying pineapple as long as it isn't on pizza.
Did we just become a dank meme podcast?
Absolutely.
I think we did. Wow. How about that?
No. Oh, and this is the same episode where we're having a high quality video
What
game.
in tarnation happened to the podcast?
And what happened to the segment? This isn't breakfast.
Hey. Maybe Satan will listen now.
Yes. That's what I always wanted.
Well, dicks out for Harambe.
So, Petter, you've said that Sweden puts banana on pizza.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Is that a breakfast thing?
No. Pizza is not a breakfast thing.
Cool,
But you
because
can have it for
Americans love pizza so much, we have a breakfast pizza.
Whoa, I've never heard of that.
Actually?
That's so alien to me.
But it's so
It's,
American.
That's
It's
alien
got-
to me too.
I don't even know what kind of cheese sauce it is, but instead of a tomato sauce, it has a cheese sauce with scrambled eggs, sausage, and bacon,
Oh.
and then mozzarella cheese.
Hmm.
That actually sounds really good.
I mean, yeah, but it wouldn't be a breakfast pizza to me.
Well, it's eggs, bacon, and sausage and cheese, so it's breakfast for us.
Right. I mean, so I have had pizza for breakfast on occasions, like when I've had like pizza like for during a night, like for dinner or whatever, and then there's been some
warm-ups.
leftovers. Yeah, I've had it for breakfast, but that's like the only situation where I've had pizza for breakfast. I don't even always warm it up either.
I mean, there's
like-
really a difference between having pizza for breakfast and having a breakfast pizza.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Anyway, I think we should probably call it right about now
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah, I
getting
guess
kind
so.
of lengthy here. So thanks for joining me, guys, and to the listeners, thanks for tuning in. I don't blame you if you never want to listen to us again because we're losers. But stay tuned for the rest of the podcast. Review debate is up next, and I hear the people doing the review debate in this episode are some unbelievably sexy people. So
Very
stay
much
tuned
so.
for that. And then the master quiz after as well is going to feature a special guest as well, just like last week, special guest. So look forward to that, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the show.
Welcome one and all to the review debate segment. I'm your host Petter, and really quickly before we get started with today's segment, I'd like to inform you all that I'm in need of future guest reviewers for future episodes of Channel ZDI. And if you're interested in joining me to review something here on the podcast, you're more than welcome. Just reach out to me however you wish through a private message, a visitor message, or I don't know, even in the shout box if we happen to be there at the same time at some point. So yeah, I hope to be hearing from at least some of you about this. And now on to the review debate segment. My guest reviewer in today's episode is Tristan.
Hello.
Hello. And we will be reviewing Hyrule Warriors. Now, it doesn't really matter which of the two versions we'll be reviewing because they are so similar. Like if it's Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U or if it's Hyrule Warriors Legends, tomato, so yeah, we'll be reviewing Hyrule Warriors. And let's get started with the first of our four main topics. Would you like to go ahead and share your thoughts, Tristan?
All right. Well, I'll start with the
Oh yeah, and the
gameplay.
first topic is gameplay, by the way, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll start talking about the gameplay. So gameplay, I feel, is probably one of the things I like the most about this game. I love the hack and slash genre in general. I think the game suffers from some unrealistic level design, especially with the keeps everywhere and just all the segmented paths and everything. But overall, I really like the upgrade system, even if grinding for gear was a bit of a chore sometimes. I really like having a variety of different moves and a variety of different characters to play as. It really enhances the experience, and I've spent hours playing this game, and I haven't run out of different ways to play it.
Right. Yeah.
I think it really wins in that aspect.
Yeah. I actually, even though I am not overly fond of the game, On your all the points that you bring up, I do agree with you actually on all of them. In my opinion, the gameplay of Hyrule Warriors is good. It's everything it's supposed to be as a video game. At least I think so. I understand how it can be enjoyable to people. It's just not my cup of tea, but that's just very subjective, I guess. Controls are smooth. The stages are uniquely designed most of the time, I think, and I think also the wide variety of playable characters feels pretty fresh. So I mean, all that is good, but I don't know. To me, I guess I'm just not that big a fan of the hack and slash genre, and that the whole way the games are built up, like the Dynasty Warriors. Like it doesn't feel like a Zelda game, even though it looks like it. It is a Dynasty Warriors games. At least I feel that way.
Yeah, well, it's not really supposed to feel like a Zelda game, right?
Yeah, you're right.
It's supposed to be a Dynasty Warriors game in the theme of Zelda. But like I said, like my biggest problem with it is the level design is cool. There's some unique stages and they look cool, but I just don't like the unrealistic stages and how they're so big and open, and it takes so long to get around, and sometimes some of the levels get unbearably difficult because you have like 2 seconds to get from one end of the stage to the other, or you lose, and then you just can't do it. I really like there's the gold Skulltulas that you can collect, and I like trying to hunt for those. And you got the item upgrades where you can upgrade your bombs, and you have bigger bombs. You can upgrade your arrows, and you can upgrade all your weapons. You can get all these different sword moves or all these different weapons to use. And then I also really like the fairies. I don't know if were the fairies in the original, the Wii U version?
I think so, yeah. Like the Great Fairies?
Well, the companion fairies.
Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't think I've encountered one.
Okay, well, I don't really do much with them yet, but like basically you can have a little companion fairy that you can dress, you can name it, you can upgrade it, you can get different themed fairies, and then you can use them in the game, and they'll take out a bunch of enemies at once, and I really like that idea.
Right.
The difficulty is nice. I like having 4 different difficulty modes to choose from. Easy is painfully easy. It's almost insulting. But when you get to the later levels, it actually gets pretty difficult. So when you get up and you try to do expert, I mean, obviously, it's not a fault of the game if you can't get through expert, because you can do easy. And expert is just a bonus because, it's genuinely difficult. I can't even get through the first level with my level 100 Link using the Master Sword.
Yeah, well, I haven't played it enough to really play around with that. I haven't played one stage more than once, and I haven't played any of the stages more than once. But yeah, I do agree with what you were saying about when you have to run across a stage, and you're timed somehow in one way or another. I don't know how many times I've died like that. It's happened a lot of times.
It does get frustrating, and I think the gameplay can get a tad repetitive sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
But then you got adventure mode, and adventure mode adds unique goals, like for instance, kill X number of enemies, or kill this many bosses, or kill these 3 key foes or whatever. I like going through adventure mode, but there now with all the DLC, there's 9 or 10 different adventure mode maps.
Oh wow.
And they're I think 49 or something. There are 49 or 50 levels in all of them.
I see. Wow.
And so I haven't finished a single adventure mode map because it just gets so repetitive, and I just find myself getting really bored.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten any of the adventure maps or any of the DLC for the games at all, because I just didn't find the game that enjoyable, so I didn't want to spend more money to play more of it.
That's fair.
Yeah, and also I feel I don't know. I don't feel like it's that immersive. At least it wasn't to me.
No, I can agree there.
It's usually, I don't know. I guess it's because of the repetitiveness that you don't really get that immersed in it. At least, I don't know.
Yeah, with my first playthrough of the game, it started out really fun, and I enjoyed the first few levels because, I'm new to the Dynasty Warriors series, so it was pretty cool. I wasn't sure what to expect, and then I started getting bored. But then when you get up in the higher levels is when you really start noticing when the upgrades come in, and you get all these new weapons, and then that's when it starts getting interesting.
Yeah.
But for the first bit, it gets repetitive.
Yeah, and speaking of like how the gameplay is, I mean, obviously the gameplay is Dynasty Warriors gameplay. I am 100% sure that I would definitely have not bought this game. Maybe I wouldn't have even heard of the game if it wasn't Zelda themed.
Oh, I'm in the same boat, totally.
Because I've never played any Dynasty Warriors games either. I've heard of the series a little bit, but not very much. So this game would have probably passed right by me if it had been themed after something else.
Yeah, this is a first for me too.
Yeah.
It does make me want to check out the other Warriors games. I'm very interested in Fire Emblem Warriors.
Oh, right. Oh, after having played Hyrule Warriors, I have no interest in playing any of the other Dynasty Warriors games because I just the gameplay didn't appeal to me at all. But yeah, I guess that is kind of a personal opinion thing. Because as I said at the beginning or earlier, it's not bad. It is good at what it is, but it's not my thing.
And I can see why people dislike it. I mean, I have my personal issues with it. I just find the game really fun, and I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
Personally. But I can see why others wouldn't.
Yeah, and especially when you're, I don't know. I knew it wasn't going to be like Zelda gameplay, but I guess some part of me when I started playing it the first time was expecting some more Zelda feeling from it than we got. So I guess that was a bit of a disappointment to me.
Yeah, I suppose.
Do we have anything more to add on gameplay? Otherwise, we can move on to...
I don't think so. I think we can move on.
Yeah, let's move on then. The next of the 4 main topics is story, and I'll start by sharing some of my opinions on that. Well, I mean, I think it's interesting what they did with the story in Hyrule Warriors because they're definitely trying to do something unique in certain ways anyway. But I don't think it's anything amazing. It obviously knows that it's breaking Zelda canon. So I mean, it's obviously not canon. And the game is aware of that. Like the makers of it are aware of that, obviously, because it's like crazy with bringing Midna and Sheik and I don't know what else there like all of these things from all the different games and eras together into one is obviously canon breaking. And I don't know, I don't often have too much of a problem with this. Like take the Subspace Emissary or Emissary part of Super Smash Bros. Brawl, for example, is also it's similar to in the sense that it's also like a story mode where a bunch of characters from different things assemble in one story. But the thing that I think this did wrong, or in a way wrong, is that it really tried to explain itself it kind of at least tried to explain itself as to how all these characters got into the same place, right? With these portals. Whereas in Super Smash Bros. It's just for fun. It doesn't matter how things got to the way they are. It's just for fun. I think Hyrule Warriors would have, in my opinion, felt better in my opinion if it was just something like that, because I mean I like the wide variety of characters. I think that's a lot of fun, to be able to pick from all of those characters, but the way they explained it didn't sit completely right with me. But yeah, overall I'm not very impressed by the story.
I can see where you're coming from there, but I have to respectfully disagree. I think the story is actually quite unique. Not in the sense that, like, obviously the whole going through the portals to different worlds thing isn't unique, even for Zelda. It's like in most of the games. Mostly what I find really cool is in the Zelda games you've got the whole, like, you got the yin and yang thing with sort of like Link and Ganondorf being two different sides, for the light versus the dark side. Or in like Twilight Princess you could compare Zelda and Midna. In this game you literally have like Lana and Sia are two different sides of the same person, and I thought that was a really cool concept.
Yeah.
And I liked the idea of going back in time to the different worlds, like the worlds of Ocarina of Time, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess. I thought it was pretty cool, and it was a neat way to tie the games together. And like I said, when you go back into the worlds, the level design is super unrealistic and doesn't look at all like the levels from the games they're referencing, but that's a different story. I personally really like the story. And I like the addition of the new characters like Volga, Wizro, and then obviously Lana and Sia. And I really like I said, the parallel between Lana and Sia and how they're literally two sides of the same person fighting against each other. I thought that was a cool concept. And, one thing that really appeals to me about this game is, and I like the comparison with the Subspace Emissary for this, is they don't just focus on Link, they focus on a variety of different characters. I think one of the things I really like is the ability to play as the villain and see their side of the story, which is something I think more games should do. This game doesn't do it very much. There's only like 3 Ganondorf levels, and if you have Hyrule Warriors Legends like I do, you get Sia's Tale. But it's a start, and it is something I wish more games would do, because you get to see 2 sides of the same story.
That's a good point. I actually agree with that. That is a cool thing, like being able to see it from the antagonist's perspective. Definitely something I'd like to see in more games.
But with all that being said, I think the story itself might be a little weak, but I think the storytelling is really good, even though the dialogue is terrible and the voice acting is god awful.
Yeah.
But on the topic of the dialogue, there are some really funny moments. I don't mean funny like, wow, that was such a funny joke, but like stupidly funny or funnily stupid, that kind of thing, where it's just dialogue that's just so bad that you can't help but laugh at it. And it's so quotable and so meme-worthy.
Maybe it is. I guess I haven't really thought of that myself. Haven't found anything in particular, but yeah, I'm sure there is.
Mostly I'm referencing Satan's signature, because she has all those Hyrule Warriors quotes. And I laugh every time I see them.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I guess our opinions vary more on story than they did with gameplay. I'm really not a big fan of it, even though I guess, I don't know. I honestly don't know how they would have done it better, other than maybe not putting as much emphasis on how all the characters got together, and how they wound up where they wound up. I don't know.
I also like how the story is very personal. It's a very personal story, and I love that from video games.
How do you mean it's personal?
Personal as in, like, I don't know, mostly, because the game mostly revolves around Lana and Sia. It's more their story than it is Link's story, and their story is very personal. I don't know. Yeah.
Right. I think I get what you mean. Yeah. And I also like the fact that the thing you brought up about Lana and Sia being like 2 of the same coins but different sides of it. It's a nice like, I guess, classic element of the Zelda games that they brought into Hyrule Warriors. Absolutely.
Although I do question some of the character choices, like Agatha. Really?
That was not.
Why?
I had not expected that.
Why Agatha?
Yeah, is Tingle a playable character?
Tingle is also a playable character.
Right. Yeah, he's a DLC though, right?
He's DLC in the Wii U version, but in the 3DS version, he's in base game.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's why I haven't played as him.
That's about all I have to say about the story. Like, I think it was fairly well done.
Yeah,
overall.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, to each their own. Absolutely. Yeah. The next of the 4 topics here is graphics. And, yeah, you can go ahead and start sharing some of your opinions on that.
Okay, graphics is an interesting one, because I like the art style, and some of the animations are cool, but I play the 3DS version, and there's so much packed onto the screen and so much happening on the screen at once that it lags a lot. Like, not as bad as Smash Brothers, but I mean, I've got the new 3DS, so Smash Brothers doesn't really lag on mine. But this game lags a fair bit. That's my main issue with it, and some of the animations are a bit clunky and kind of weird, but I do like the art style a lot. I like the visuals, and I really like being able to see some of the classic enemies, like the Stall Children from Ocarina of Time, or if you've got the 3DS version like I do, you get to see the mini blins from the Wind Waker in this new art style. That's really cool to me.
Yeah, it's funny you say that you're a big fan of the art style. Because I'm actually not at all a fan of the art style of Hyrule Warriors. It's like, I think the graphics are great. Like the graphics quality is great. I mean, I've only played the Wii U version, but yeah, I think that like the graphics are definitely. I have no complaints at all there, and the animations are good. But yeah, as I said, the art style. I don't know. I'm not at all a fan of the art style. It doesn't seem like Zelda at all, in my opinion. It seems somehow. I don't know how to put it into words, but somehow too realistic for Zelda, or too. I don't know. I mean, it's not realistic, but I don't know how to put it into words. But the art style is not my favorite part of the game at all.
But don't forget, it is technically not a Zelda game. It is still a Dynasty Warriors game. It wasn't even made by Nintendo. It was made by a completely different third-party company. So the art style is going to be different. It doesn't really have to be Zelda, does it?
No, but it is. I mean, if they're going to be a little bit Zelda, I feel like they. I mean, obviously the gameplay is in Zelda, and I guess nothing else really needs to be. But yeah, I don't know. Do you know? I'm not that well versed with the art style of the Dynasty Warriors games. Do you know if it's similar to those games in art style?
I'm not sure. I've never played Dynasty Warriors aside from Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, but I don't know. The art style just, I think it's kind of ugly, to be honest. At least I think it's especially noticeable in my opinion on the Zelda characters, like the characters that are from the Zelda games. Like I don't at all like how Link looks or Zelda or.
Oh, I love Link's design in this game.
I don't at all. I'm sorry.
I could do without the scarf, but I like his design a lot.
But yeah, anyway, like I don't like those characters' designs or like art styles of them, but I'm absolutely okay with say Lana's art style and her design. For some reason,
I think everybody is.
She's okay because I don't know. I haven't seen her before with a more Zelda-like art style, so I'm not. I guess I'm not as critical against her or other characters like Volga or whatever.
Yeah, like she's an original character, so there's no bias there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So yeah, I have no complaints there, but I definitely do on Link and Zelda.
I do like how they stayed very true to the character and enemy design.
Oh yeah, I do like that as well.
Like each Zelda game changes up the design of the enemies, but then Hyrule Warriors didn't change the designs at all. It kept original designs.
Yeah, that was nice. And as you said, like the style, children and stuff like that. It was nice, and it was also nice to see like the Gorons, for example. They look very much like the Gorons in Ocarina of Time, which was nice because they haven't really looked that way since Majora's Mask.
And that's my favorite version of the Gorons.
Yeah, I like those a lot too. So I did find that pretty nice. But yeah, overall, on the graphics department, I think the art style is definitely my least favorite aspect.
On my end, it has to be, like I said, the 3DS version lags, and it just makes it hard to play sometimes. That's not really and that's not so much a fault of the graphics. I mean, it is, because they can easily put less on the screen, put less detail into it. But that's my main issue is that the lag. It affects the gameplay quite a bit sometimes.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. That's annoying.
Yeah.
I haven't had any of those issues on the Wii U, but I guess that's natural.
It was made as a Wii U game, though. The 3DS version is a port.
Yeah, it's a port and an add-on somehow.
Yeah.
The fourth and last main topic is audio, which involves music and sound design and whatnot. And I think the music sounds great, actually. I think it was really awesome to hear like the remixed tunes of from the old games. Some of them sound really really good in my opinion. And I guess sound effects isn't something that I necessarily thought of like while playing through the game. I didn't really pay too much attention to like, oh, are these sound effects good or bad? But I think because I didn't pay attention to that, I think they're good, because I feel like a good sound designer is like, or the best sound designer is rarely recognized as a good sound designer, because they do their job so well that people don't really think about it, because they just naturally assume that the sound is going to be there, and it will, and when it is there the way they would have wanted it to be, then it's obviously a good job. So I think it's easier to notice a bad sound designer than to notice a good one. So yeah, definitely with that logic, I think the sound design is good. But also because this is audio, I guess voice acting comes into this, and man, is that crappy, mostly anyway. In particular, in my opinion, the narrator who speaks in between the levels, I don't know, it doesn't sound good at all in my opinion. So yeah, what were your thoughts, Tristan?
This one, okay. I'll start with the music, because music is A+. I adore the score. I love the original themes. I love the mixture of the orchestral and synthetic instruments. I love the remixes. I think the music is really upbeat, for one thing, and it really fits the game. It's definitely not Zelda. The music isn't Zelda in any way, but it fits the game. It fits this particular game really well. And like I said, the mixture of the instruments and the remixes and everything are really good. But, sound design, the voice acting is terrible. I'm just gonna, I'll just put that really bluntly. It's just downright awful. Like you said, the narrator, I mute my 3DS whenever the narrator comes on. And especially when you're fighting the Gorons, they make such a stupid noise. And I just can't handle it. It's like this really high-pitched kind of howl, and it's...
Oh yeah, I think I do recall that now. Yeah.
It's so stupid. And the sound, when Link uses his sword or whatever and hits enemies, it doesn't sound like what it should sound like when you hit enemies. So, you said it wasn't very distracting for you, but I personally, this is the main thing in the game that I really have big issues with, is the sound. The music is great. I love the music, but the sound effects and everything is just, it's bad.
Oh right. Well, yeah, I really didn't think at all about any of the sound effects. I mean, I heard them obviously, but I didn't. None of the sound effects struck me as bad in any way.
Maybe it's not bad. It's just not what I think of when I see these characters. And some of them are just annoying. Like the Goron noise is annoying.
Yeah, I think most, or at least a lot of the voice sounds are pretty low or pretty bad. Especially the talking, the actual words and whatnot, when they're actually speaking. With the narrator mostly. I don't know what it is about that voice. It sounds like I think the narrator sounds like a kindergarten teacher reading a book to little kids.
I think I can see where you get that from.
But yeah, it doesn't have any power in it or epicness or anything like that. I don't know. It seems like it should have some stuff like that.
It's just very bland.
Very. Yeah, or just a mother reading a goodnight story to their little kids or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But, all in all, the sound design to me isn't overly important. I still love a game even if it's got terrible sound. What I really look for in a game is gameplay. And you already know my thoughts on that, so.
Yeah. I also think gameplay is absolutely the most important aspect of a video game. And while I did say that this is a good game gameplay wise, it's not my taste. It doesn't suit me. I suppose that is all of the main 4 topics. So if you were to rate this game on a scale from 1 to 10, what score would you give it? Just overall.
From my personal enjoyment of the game, I'd rate it an 8. If I was being critical, I'd rate it lower, but for my personal enjoyment, I give it an 8.
Yeah, and I think that's what we should be rating it for right now. Absolutely. I'm inclined to give it a 5, but maybe I'll give it a 6 because I actually think it's a good game, even though I don't like the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, maybe a 5 or a 6 from my personal point of view.
It's flawless, but not perfect.
It's definitely not perfect. I don't know if it's
It's a meme.
Oh, I did not know.
It's a JJ meme.
I think there are games though that actually are flawless. Or no, I think there are games that are perfect, not flawless. Anyway, that's for another discussion.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it for today's review debate. And as I said in the beginning of the segment, for anyone who's interested in being on this segment with me for a future episode, just getting in contact with me however you wish, and we'll work something out, and you can be here and review something with me in the future. So yeah, now I will pass the show over to Chase with the master quiz.
Woohoo!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Master Quiz, where once again we have our champion Tristan returning.
Yo!
And this time to face him, we have Mido.
Hello, everyone.
So yeah, the theme this time is, it was originally meant as a joke, but we ended up doing it. We're doing high-quality video game rips.
Now we're talking.
So, this is going to be great. Are you two ready? I guess I should probably explain to people how the point system works. So for those of you who don't know, an actual high-quality video game rip is a video game song with a different song that's remixed in, and it's just kind of memified. But yeah, so pretty much most of these are going to have 2 songs in them. They'll get 1 point for every song they guess. And I'm just going to be playing it badly over my phone. Maybe Tristan will edit it in post. We'll see. So, okay, now are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Ready.
Okay, here comes the first one.
Ding!
Okay, what is it?
It's Smooth Criminal, but with the GameCube theme going over it.
Yes, indeed it is. So that is 2 points for Mido. Yeah.
So
Okay.
just to clarify, if I'd guessed just Smooth Criminal,
You would have
I
gotten 1 point.
Or...
Yes.
Okay.
But since Mido beat you to both, then he got both points.
Yeah.
All right. So I used the final countdown on accident before we started. So let's go with this one next.
Ooh.
This is the one that I forgot about and was so excited when I found last night. Alright, so you guys ready for round 2?
Oh yeah.
As ready as I'll ever be.
Oh wait, we have to wait for an ad.
Ads are the highest quality video game rips.
Indeed. Only the best rips have ads. Well, are ads.
Yeah.
For Valero, apparently.
Ding.
Yep.
That's
It's
Super Mario Sunshine. Oh,
Correct. Can you guess the second one, or should I keep going?
it's the Rocky theme.
Yes, excellent. So now we're 2-2. All tied up so far.
sounds
Can you hear my buzzer? Is that gonna work?
I can't
Or-
really hear your buzzer, so just talk.
Yeah, I mean, you were first in that case.
All right. sweet.
Yeah. Let's go with this one next. Come on. I need to actually hit the link. Will you let me hit the link? There. Good, I have the link. Stupid Google Docs on Android. You think Android would have it right?
Yeah.
I think so.
That is the wrong link. That is not the song I wanted to listen to. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna look it up.
You picked the Skyward Sword link when you wanted the Breath of the Wild link.
Yes, unfortunately.
You know, now I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure if they made any Breath of the Wild rips as far as I know.
They have.
I must have not seen them yet. Actually, no, yeah, I think they did
There's
some
a-
of the
there-
trailer.
there is a 1-2 switch rip, so there are.
Yeah, there are 1-2 switch ones.
Yep. Yep.
There was even the Nintendo Switch presentation one I posted on in the high quality video game rips thread.
Oh yeah. I like that one.
None of them are very smooth though.
All right.
I don't know.
So
I thought the first one we heard was pretty smooth.
there's like 4 different rips for the same song, so I can only guess that this is the right one.
All right. Well, we can hope.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna check my. All right, let's just put it on and hope it's right.
Ding.
Okay, go.
That is. Well, that's the. It's from the original Super Smash Brothers, but that's the Yoshi's Island theme from Yoshi's Story, and that's Flintstones theme, right, in the background.
Correct. On both counts. So down it's 4 points, Mido. 2 points, Tristan.
Damn.
This is already the most points we've ever given out in an episode. So let's see. We've done those ones. That's 3 gone through. So let's go with this one. And then I'll have to come up with a new one somewhere off the top of my head. Which is going to be so fun.
So fun. Oh yeah.
Or maybe I'll just randomly choose something from the description and, well, not description, related videos, and have you guys guess something.
Ding.
Yep. Go ahead.
This is I Am All of Me from Shadow the Hedgehog, but I don't know.
Yep.
I think they were loop parts in it, but I don't know if it's a different one. So the only thing I can really say
I forgot
is the
this
first.
one has like halfway through before it finally starts being a full rip. So
Yeah, so I can only really guess.
It is I Am All of
Shadow.
Me, but I'm going to skip to halfway through so we don't have to listen to another 2 minutes of song before we get to the rippy part.
Okie doke.
Okay, yeah, no, there's no timeline for that in the comments, so let's... I don't know the exact time, so this might be a little bit... Okay, did Mido make a noise?
No, I was just humming. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's it. That's Down with the Sickness.
This what?
That was Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, not the part I was looking for, but...
Yeah,
But it was in there.
it
Yeah,
must have like
so-
a bunch of mixed stuff. So I think we could split the points for that one.
Yeah, so we can just go 2 and 2. The part I was looking for, you guys actually missed some of it, was it had Evanescence Wake Me Up inside in it as well.
Okay. This is a different one. I thought it was the other one where like they do it like 70 times.
Oh, no. I listened to that one and I was like, no, we're not going to do that one.
Yeah, especially because that one's just repeated parts. So I think you made a good choice.
Yeah, that one's kind of boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
Should we go
2
like
and 2?
1-1 in points or?
Wait. Yeah, 1-1. So that means we have 5 points for Mido, 3 points for Tristan. So, Tristan, you have the chance to tie it up, but if you lose a single point on this, Mido wins.
Oh man, it's on, boy.
This is it.
Okay, and I've decided which one I'm going to do. And both of these songs, I know you guys are going to know.
So it's just a matter of who gets to it first, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, this was one I considered doing last night, but decided not to. Ooh, wait, this one has 3 songs in it. Oh.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh, should I do that? Or what do you guys think? Make it so we can't have a tie-up. Yeah, let's do it.
This is gonna be a hot one, hopefully.
I haven't listened... Oh, wait, we have to wait for an ad first. Can you guys guess that song? Okay.
It was
Here we go.
Yeah, that one.
Ding.
Go ahead.
Well, the two I heard there were the Space Jam theme and then the opening percussion to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I mean, that is 2 out of 3. But, so I guess Mido wins. But let's go through and see if you guys can guess the third one.
I actually don't know the Fresh Prince theme.
Yeah.
But keep going.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Yes, Mido.
is that was that Guile's theme?
Yes, it was.
It totally was. Yeah.
The ultimate internet trilogy of songs.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my.
All right, so I guess that's with the points of what, 5 to 9 or something. Maybe not 5 to 9.
Maybe
something.
8?
5 to 8, yeah, sure.
Because I had 5 initially, and if
Anyway,
that
it's
was
gonna be.
yeah.
It's 11 points. So. Wait, is it 11 points?
Wait,
Yeah, that's only 11 points.
yeah,
So we messed up somewhere with the count, but we can all agree Mido wins, right?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah, I thought that this episode was going through a little bit too smoothly. We didn't have to do any fact checking. We didn't have to come up with, like, it wasn't hard to come up with a question on the spot. It was going too smoothly. There had to be something. But yeah, finally Tristan lost to somebody.
Wow. My reign has ended.
The rain. I'm kind of sad, honestly.
Yeah, well, that means that you get the chance to come on again and see if you can beat whoever we get as a guest next week, who I have no idea who it's going to be.
Oh, that'll be a dangerous game.
It's a secret to everybody.
But in any case, I'm really looking forward to the main part of the podcast this week, like last week's, and I'm glad to be a guest today.
Yeah, and actually, everybody who's listening to this point will have already listened to the main part of the podcast, so this is just going to seem super weird.
Yes, so that will happen hopefully tomorrow, but it also happened like 20 minutes ago, so...
Has it been a whole 20 minutes since then?
Paradoxes.
Magic.
I mean, I guess we are 12 minutes into this
It
recording.
hasn't been 20 minutes, but
actually,
I
I guess...
still review debates, right?
Does Master Quiz go last?
Master Quiz goes last.
So as long as review debate takes at least like 8 minutes, then it's been 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, considering Petter and I did it, or we will do it, but we did it already. But we haven't done it yet, but we already did it because you guys listened to it already. It's probably going to be around 15 to 20 minutes, so it was around 15 to 20 minutes. Paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yep.
That seems like a good place to end the section on.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, cool. So thank you guys for listening. Congratulations, Mido.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
For once, it wasn't leaned in Tristan's favor, and he lost. Sadly. Actually, I guess the first one was pretty even, probably. But yeah. So, bye, I guess.
Well,
This ending is going
I guess
badly.
that's it. Bye, everybody. And, yeah, that's it.